Hi, it's Dave here from Elysium Sophia. And again, apologies, we had the gremlins in the works then. The snow outside, this is now part 2. So if you've been watching us and you're still with us, join us again, Aqua, and our little friends that have just been joining us. We were talking about our friends from Dubai and in Kuwait. The snow obviously affected the reception because it is quite bad here, mate. So if you were joining us before, please, if you'd like to come back and join us again for the chat, carry on. We were just talking about our friends in Dubai and in Kuwait that are drinking sneakily inside the house and not telling anybody. And also, if you are doing that, don't tell anybody, as we said.
Hello, everybody. So we just got cut off with the snow.
With the snow?
It was off. So I will share this live stream again.
Yeah, share the live stream again and just see what happens. It's really annoying when that happens because clearly we're just coming back on air again. And if you were joining us, we were mid-flow with conversation. Maybe you were enjoying the conversation, Aqua, and quite a few more people that were joining us, Vegan Realist, and a few of our friends there from the Philippines and out there in Dubai and out there in Kuwait. And we were just jesting and joshing literally about what you can do and what you can't do in Kuwait. A friend of ours that just joined us, that was saying that they'd love to be able to tell us what they do out there in Kuwait, but if they did, they would fear they may be shot in their sleep. So they didn't tell us what they did, and we've got to guess. They said that when they got back to the Philippines, maybe they could tell us, but we were like, don't even risk it. They do things differently out there in Kuwait, in Dubai. And we were just chatting and talking about what a beautiful country Kuwait was. I was thinking, I don't know rightly or wrongly, whether it was Kuwait or whether it was Dubai, where Tyson Fury had his last fight, and also AJ. Because again, the next fight when AJ and Tyson Fury, you go head to head, that may be taking place in Kuwait or Dubai or in Singapore. Or it'll be here in Blighty in the UK, maybe at Wembley Arena, or if Tyson Fury gets his way, I think maybe up in Manchester somewhere, maybe at Old Trafford. I don't know. But if you know, let us know. And if you're with us today, if you're joining us again today, we are Elysium Sophia. If you're Jack and you've gone off and come back on again, just let us know you're still there. The internet connection's not very good today, so we might have to end this stream, just simply because it looks unprofessional when it goes on and off all the time. So I do apologise, not our fault, mate, but the snow's coming down, not quite as bad as Vegan Realist was saying earlier, like in York. Yeah. Looking like the snow is just starting to turn to a little bit more rain now. The traffic flowing a little bit more freely now. And in York, we were told that the weather is getting a bit better out there. And of course, Unicorn Hulk. We sang Happy Birthday earlier because it's Unicorn Hulk's birthday tomorrow.
So we've got Timmy the Turtle.
Timmy the Turtle.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming, Timmy. Oh, Timmy is a little turtle with a lot to learn. Timmy, how are you? You're new, aren't you, Timmy? You've joined Elysium Sophia. How are you? And whereabouts are you from, Timmy the Turtle? What a great fun alliteration.
A thumbs up, and thank you.
A thumbs up, a thumbs out there.
Where are you from then, Timmy the Turtle?
Yeah, we were just mid-conversation with 3 friends from Dubai, from Kuwait, sorry, and Timmy the Turtle. What a great alliteration. Timmy the Turtle. Tell us where you're from, Timmy. Are you from Dubai? Are you from Kuwait? Or are you from the Philippines? Whereabouts are you from? And is it snowing where you are?
Timmy the Turtle says, good morning, I'm great, thank you. At Juliet the Shih Tzu.
You're at Juliet the Shih Tzu. So you're a friend of ours from across the pond, from Juliet the Shih Tzu. And if you can just give Juliet the Shih Tzu a poke, not literally, and just say, where are you, Juliet? Because
Timmy the Turtle says, I'm from the Atlantic Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean? Well, you will be, won't you, swimming away around the Atlantic Ocean? We were watching that programme with your mob, going into the sea bit by bit, trying to stop the birds from pecking at you. Well done. Get yourself into that sea and swim, my friend. Swim away, swim away. That's what it's all about, isn't it? If you're joining us from the USA, tell us, the impeachment, is impeachment as painful as it sounds? We've been watching about Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and we were quite interested to see what's happening. And are they trying to stop Donald Trump now becoming, registering again ever to be Emperor of the United States of America? What's all that about? It's the first time we've seen so much going off in the USA, and the term impeachment. What does it entail? Impeachment, does that mean forbidden to do something? Has he been arrested? What's that, my darling? Looking at ourselves across there. But yeah, impeachment. What is the definition of impeachment? What does it mean?
Tilly the Turtle said she emailed me to join here. I'm from the USA.
Have you?
Juliet Shih Tzu emailed.
She emailed. Juliet. Hope Juliet's okay. Hope you're okay. You little turtle, you. We were just mid-flow. If we do cut off again, even here in the UK, it's snowing. You must have had snow a few days ago out there in the USA, because we tend to get it a few days after you, or 3 or 4 days after. We're getting quite a bad batch of snow today here in the UK. Hence, we're on part 2 of our streaming today. We were just mid-flow, speaking to our friends from the Philippines that were living in Dubai and in the Kuwait.
Snow in January.
It snows in January. It does. It tends to snow in January more than over Christmas time, doesn't it? In the US, and we get it just after you. So if it's bad in the US, we know it's heading our way. But because the news has been all about COVID at the moment, it's not been focusing much on the snow. Because if COVID wasn't around, the doom and gloom would all be about this bad weather that's hit us today. But it is turning to rain now. But all day, it's been pretty bad. The roads are unpassable. They say the roads are passable with care. So yeah, you can pass through the roads. And if you're a little turtle, you'll be able to swim through the roads, won't you? Be able to get in the snow and swim there and get yourself back across the Atlantic Ocean and sort yourself out. So yeah, what's happening with this impeachment? Are you a Biden fan, or are you a Donald Trump fan, or do you not care, little turtle? Do you not get involved in politics? I don't know. But we're very interested to know more about what's happening across the pond with our cousins across the water. The last time we had this conversation was right at the election time, and we had some Joe Biden fans on, and we had some Donald Trump supporters on. So what's happening out there?
Timmy the Turtle says California doesn't snow.
No, it doesn't.
And Biden 2020 here.
And Biden 2020, oh I see, right, okay. Well, it never rains in Southern California. I've often heard that kind of talk before. Oh, that talk of opportunities, TV breaks and movies. Is it true? Are you sure that's true? That's what we know about California. Great place, isn't it? It's sunshine, sunshine, sunshine all the time. But you must have got a bit of snow at the moment, surely. What's it doing in California at the moment? Have you got any snow at all, or have you got blistering heat, you little turtle? What is it like in California?
Trump corrupted our country.
Trump's done what? Sorry.
Corrupted.
Oh, so we have a definite Biden fan here, a Joe Biden fan. California was split, wasn't there? Was it 50-50 or 49-50? I don't know, I can't remember what it was. But California was a very close state, wasn't it? I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. It seems a long time since now. But do you know, I thought there would be more Donald Trump fan supporters in California. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just out of touch. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Little turtles like yourself, you've obviously voted for Joe Biden. You think Joe's going to be good for your country, do you? You think Joe's going to be good? And the inauguration will be very, very shortly, won't it? We've got it live on our TV. And there's so many police officers, so many soldiers there to make sure that it goes off okay. And of course, the impeachment today. Impeachment, does that just mean they're stopping him? Are they going to arrest Donald Trump or something? What's the situation? What's happening, my little turtle friend there? What's happening in America at the moment with Donald Trump? Excuse me. Excuse me. It's not COVID, right? It's bronchitis from Christmas. So what's happening?
I think Biden will do okay more for the people.
More for the people. I think we're getting that feeling. We're just going to miss Donald Trump as a person over here. No offence to anything. As a person, Joe Biden, I think I tend to agree from what I can see. will make a great people person and be for the people. We just like Donald Trump as a character because over here it's entertaining. The same way as Boris Johnson, Bojo, our leader's entertaining. We love Bojo over here. So it's going to be very interesting when Joe Biden actually takes office as to what happens. But, I take it you're looking forward to the change and the wind of change because, like here, how is the COVID injections going over there in coronavirus injections? Have you started the vaccination program now? Are you starting with the over 80s in the US? Or what's the scenario there? Are you starting off? Have you started the vaccination program? And who's getting the vaccine in the US? Is it on need or age, or is it going to all those people that we see on My £500 Life? Because we've been watching that in day in day out lately from YouTube. It's been smiling over that. Some great TV. That My £500 Life. All these people seem to be from a particular place in America. Seem to be kind of like hillbilly mentality. So funny. We watched one of those programs the other night called My £1,000 Life. And it was about two sisters. Do you know those? You're fatty fat. Oh, you're fatty fat. No, you're fatter than me. Oh, God. And they were on these two fatty sisters. And they're quite popular over there in the US, apparently. Both extremely overweight. And on My £1,000 Life. Absolutely hilarious to watch. Really good. We were saying, well, they were, darling. They were hilarious to watch, weren't they? You're fat. No, I'm not fat. I'm fatter than you. I'm not. And one of them's pregnant.
I just said they were meant to be fat.
No, they weren't meant to be fat.
I mean,
they weren't meant to be funny. They were meant to be funny. They've got their own YouTube channel.
So Timmy said Trump gambles with so many lives.
He did.
From what I hear, the vaccine has been distributed already, but many are rejecting it due to bad side effects. So I guess there are two COVID vaccines.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, over here we've got the Pfizer, or whatever they call it, the German one that we call it, and we've got the Oxford one over here. We've also got a Mondeo or something that's just gone, so we've got three at the moment in the UK.
So we've got Baron Gay PSM, who says, wow, good day, my friend, take care.
Good day, how are you, Baron Baron von Bach, whatever you're from. Are you from the Philippines? You're welcome today. It's a bit of a strange one today because we've already been on once, and it's really bad in this over here at the moment with the snow, and it took us off air. We were just midway through. Oh, look at that funny fellow with the bubble cap on there. Little dwarf just got stuck in the snow. Hi ho, it's through the snow we go. He should be the man at the shop, shouldn't we? We've got a real nincompoop that works at the shop with brown curly hair, and he's a gingang goody scout man. And I'd love to see him getting wet at the moment. Throw a snowball at him. Boom, boom, knock him down. Little dwarf just come running down there. He was like, follow the yellow brick road. Covered in snow, about 2 foot tall, falling over like a little weeble. Anyway, I do digress. But so funny sitting here and broadcasting from here because we're on this side of the house. So we can't get out. We're snowed in. This side we can see the road and sit and laugh at people. We do laugh. Walking through the snow, and this little dwarf type fellow. He wasn't really a dwarf, by the way. I'm not being sizist. Just a very small chap with wellies up to his kneecaps or up to his chin, and just falling down.
So we've got Chris and Kevin.
Chris who? Chris and Kevin. Chris who? Give me hope, Joanna. Kristen Tenner. Kevin.
Who says, "Wow, so cold."
It is so cold, isn't it? It's very, very cold. Where are you from? And is it cold with you?
Please don't forget to give us a town sack or a thumbs up. And where are you from?
Whereabouts are you from? And have I just offended that person from the United States talking about the fat people? We were just midway of conversation there, and it was enjoying that. Surely you're not that very easily offended, you know. I mean, you're not. Your little turtles especially, you're not going to be offended. It's banging it down with snow, what it was earlier, but now it's banging your drum like dum diddy day, banging down with snow like dum diddy day. But yeah, we can just now see the road, which is a positive. And again, the follow the yellow brick road, little people walking down the road, slippy sliding as we speak. Very entertaining, watching people walking around in the snow, carrying groceries. It's quite interesting. We were just chatting about we've been chatting about all sorts today. We've been cut off once, chatting earlier about our friends that were joining us that have now disappeared because they've been put off air, live in Kuwait, or Bahrain, yeah, Kuwait. And they were talking about how strict it is, and one of them was going to tell us what they did for a living, but they couldn't because they feared reprisals, and they would be carted away in their sleep, because that's how it is where they live. Not nice, but in a beautiful part of the world. They're in Kuwait,
Yes,
a lovely, lovely part of the world, but it's very strict on what you can say, and how you can say it, and what you can't say. And then obviously we were talking to Vegan Realist in the UK.
and he was just telling us about minus 25 degrees.
Minus 25 degrees in Spain. Pretty cold out there, right? And then we had Jack that came in and said hi, and then disappeared. And then we had a few more people. Then we had our friend from the Doggy Channel, our little turtle friend. That was our little turnip turtle friend from California that was talking to us about Joe Biden. And I was asking about impeachment, and is it as painful as it sounds? And he was saying about Joe Biden being kind of a bit of breath of fresh air for the people of America, and I think looking forward to Joe Biden taking over. We were asking about the COVID vaccine, weren't we? We were talking about, I know, my darling, she just poked herself in the eye, not good at all. We were talking about the COVID vaccine, and I was asking in America the rollout, and you were saying that it was being rolled out at the moment as we speak.
But people are rejecting it.
But people are rejecting it because they don't trust it, and I can see that. But over here, I think pretty similar. But I think we've just got to hope that we can trust it, because if we don't trust the virus, we don't trust the vaccine, and get it into as many people as we can to try and get some form of normality back. Because I think we're all sick to death now, aren't we, of COVID? We're all sick to death of the lockdowns. We're back in lockdown in the UK. Bojo, our leader, bless his cotton socks, back in up until we're in lockdown apparently until the middle of February. But if we behave ourselves, then maybe that can end sooner. But it's basically while half term in the schools to get as many people vaccinated as we can. And also protecting the vulnerable at the same time. Got an estimated, did we say, well, I don't know that I've slept since then, but did I hear, was it 12 million or 8 million people to be vaccinated in the top 4 groups before February half term, which would be immense, because a lot of people in the vulnerable brackets here in the UK would be vaccinated. And certain areas, some people are on their second vaccination. Some people are on their first, and some haven't been vaccinated at all. So it's a bit of a lottery.
We've got Wrenchy's Journey who says hello.
Hello.
So hello, Wrenchy's Journey.
Wrenchy's Journey.
Thank you for joining us. Please
How are you?
Give us a thumbs
How
up.
are you?
And how are you?
And where are you joining us from? Are you joining us from the Philippines? Are you a friend of the Doggy Channel? Are you a friend of the Turtle that was talking to us earlier? Have you come from Juliet the Shih Tzu's clan over there from California in the US? Or are you from somewhere slightly different? Are you from the Philippines? Or are you from the Philippines working in Kuwait or Bahrain or Saudi Arabia, who the original people we were chatting to today, that's where they were all from. Aqua, our little friend called Aqua, she was from there.
I'm good, first time here from Qatar.
From Qatar, again, from the same area. Again, we do find, are you, dare I ask, are you from originally Filipino? Are you from the Philippines working in Qatar? That's what seems to happen with all our friends from the Philippines. They all come from the Philippines, but they work in different places, from Kuwait, from Dubai, from Saudi Arabia, and all around that area. Tend to originally come from the Philippines, but then either for marriage or whatever, for work, move out to Dubai or Kuwait.
Yeah, Filipino working in Qatar.
Working in Qatar.
Yeah.
It tends to be the pattern that arises here. And are you male or female? Have you been laying cables? What do you do in Qatar? What do you do?
Tell us?
Yeah, tell us. Can you tell us?
Yeah.
Flipping heck, earlier on we spoke to somebody, one of our friends, that said they couldn't tell us what they did. They wanted to, but if they did, they feared reprisals and be carted away during their sleep. I thought it was James Bond at one point, 007. I cannot tell you what I do because I will be arrested and shot in my sleep. Because in Kuwait you have to be careful, don't you? And is it the same in Qatar as in Kuwait? Is it a similar kind of regime? I presume it is.
tell us what you
If you can tell us, don't,
then
for
what
goodness
do you
sake,
do?
don't compromise yourself. But if you can tell us what you do in Qatar? What do you do in Qatar? Is it something interesting, or is it something really, really dreadfully boring? Or is it, do you watch paint dry for a living? Or do you actually do something interesting?
So, I'll wait for the message.
The message comes on.
Right.
Go on.
We're a lesbian couple. I work short of caregiver. The boy I'm taking care of has a cerebral palsy.
Oh, cerebral palsy, and you're a lesbian couple. Yeah, yeah. We just love diversity here, so it's great. We don't. I don't know. It's one of those things where we welcome also. We like to reach so many people here, and it's great. Thank you for joining us.
I am a straight girl living with a lesbian, which is Filipino also.
Oh, I see. Right. So that's so you're straight and she's lesbian. So are you in a relationship together? You're in a relationship, yeah? But you're straight and she's lesbian, or are you just friends? Tell us more. I'm intrigued. Sensuality is really important, and the essence of relationships, rainbowism that is at the moment. Great. Tell us about this relationship. Do you just live together as friends, or are you in a lesbian? Is she a lesbian in a relationship, or are you bisexual? You're bisexual, I take it. You have men friends, and you're in a relationship with your friend. Tell us more. You don't have to tell us, obviously. But if you want to tell us, it's always interesting to know more about people. We celebrate this type of thing here at Elysium Sophia because we're very open-minded. We're all about hypnosis and meditation therapy originally, and about life enhancing. We're all about helping people to become the best version of themselves that they can possibly be, and we've evolved into a chat show over the past 10, 12 weeks, 14 weeks, where we encourage people to come along and chat to us about topics such as this, because it gets people talking. It gets people with opinions. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting things out in the open and basically being open.
When she Judy said, "Wow, this is a great place. Thanks for accommodating and the warmth welcome."
You're welcome. You're always welcome. Please, you'll find a warm place in our harbour anytime. Now, that could have all sorts of connotations, but literally, you're so welcome. And please, feel free to put the bell on, ding, and join us anytime. We are very, very... I mean, a lot of people, don't you find, they say, oh, we're very open-minded. That means they're not. But literally, we are very open-minded here at Elysium Sophia. Elysium meaning wholeness and completeness, and Sophia named after my beautiful daughter, who's a.k.a. Sophia, or Penny the Panda, who's very active on the channel on her own, doing lots of dances and things. To reiterate, you're welcome, more than welcome.
So when Judy said my employer is from Canada.
Your employer's from Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, and so, flipping heck. So your employer's from Canada, and you live, and you're from the Philippines originally,
Yeah.
and you work in and live in Qatar.
Yeah.
Wow, what a strange, what a big mix there. It's and how open, if you don't mind me asking, how open on sexuality and sensuality are people in Qatar and Kuwait? Is it something you have to hide a little bit?
Grant, you said I have been connected to this account, but this is my first time here.
Yeah, great.
All right, so they've been watching our channel for a long time, but they've only been to our live today.
Live's great. Again, it's great that you're with us today. But yeah, tell us sensuality and sexuality in Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, especially for in a lesbian relationship. How's that going down? Is it something that outwardly is accepted?
When she said, "What do you mean by hiding?"
Well, I mean, can you hold hands in public, for example? Would it be frowned upon? Or would you have to, anything like that you'd have to do in the comfort of your own home, basically?
Hang on. Oh no, we're free in here, sir.
Oh, you are?
Oh no, we're free in here, sir.
So you are in Qatar. That's great. It's great to hear. You'll have to forgive me. We hear so many stories about how sexuality and sensuality can be suppressed and oppressed in so many areas, and that it has to be, when I say behind closed doors, And it's a shame when people can't express themselves openly and freely in the streets. That's what I was intimating, and hence why I said has such a relationship got to be kept behind closed doors. So you can openly be gay, openly be lesbian in Qatar. Is it the same across the whole of the Middle East, the countries Kuwait and Bahrain?
Yes, we can hold, but we know also that it is not that option country, so we managed to know the limits.
Okay, yeah, great. Be sensible about it, yeah. But it's great, isn't it, that you can actually freely express yourself outdoors, but at the same time, I suppose, like anything else in a country that has rules that it has. Is it the same in Dubai? Is it the same in obviously in Saudi Arabia? Are they open about relationships like that in there as well, or do you not know? And in the Philippines itself, tell us, is it commonly accepted and okay over there to be come out, as it were, and in loving relationships and hold hands in public, and is it frowned on in parts of the Philippines? It's nice to know from where we are at Elysium Sophia. We're interested.
Maybe not in Kuwait and Saudi, but in Qatar it's a bit free because my partner employer is a real Qatari. So she can be a lesbian, but she knows her limits.
I see. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that. It's because as I was trying to intimate there, in the Middle East, as we know, it can be frowned upon, and obviously Qatar is quite liberal compared to its neighbours, by the sounds of things.
So we've got Pretty Love Mummy, who says TV, who says hello everyone.
Hi, how are you?
So
Pretty
hello.
Love TV.
Yeah. So hello, Pretty Love Mummy TV.
Oh, whereabouts are you from? Are you from the Doggy Channel? Are you from Juliet the Shih Tzu channel? A Philippine from the Philippines. Hi, you're welcome. We're just talking about the snow here at the moment. 2 more people now walking through the snow. And as we speak, we're having very, very heavy snow here in the UK. We're very cold today. Very blustery, very just now starting a little bit to turn to rain. So if you are joining us for the first time, you're welcome. Welcome to our home here at Elysium Sophia. We were just chatting about open relationships. We have friends with us at the moment that are. We were just chatting with two friends that one of which is lesbian, one of which is a straight girl, and also bisexual by the sounds of things. I don't know, and how open they are. Less in the Middle East, but in Qatar, sounds to be quite open and refreshing to hear that. So, if you are joining us today, you're obviously joining us from different places and from the Philippines, working out in Qatar, or working in in Dubai, or working in Saudi Arabia. What's the weather like with you today? I can imagine it's not snowing, mate, but it's snowing. We use the phrase raining cats and dogs. Definitely not snowing cats and dogs, but it's definitely just starting to rain now. And to make that wonderful white snow a little bit more slushy and sloshy now, cars just starting to ebb and wind their way through the snow, which is refreshing because it looks nice on postcards, it looks nice through the window, but actually being out and about in snow is not great, is it? We tend to get the snow. We presume this snow that's come today has come from the Atlantic and come from our cousins in America, coming across that way, because we usually get the snow that they have 2 or 3 days, 4 days after they've had a downfall. But of course, all we've been concentrating and seem to be at the moment on, and we can understand why, is COVID. So we've not actually been talking, and this is why we tend to try and talk about other things here on our live chat, because we know COVID's one of the worst things in the world, and we know how bad it is. But we do try and look for a ray of sunshine, a bit of light in the tunnel. And for us in the UK, the light at the end of the tunnel has got to be vaccinating as many people, vulnerable people, as we possibly can, to try and get an end to this pesky scenario, to enable us to get back to some kind of normality. How's COVID in Qatar at the moment?
Yeah.
The cases, we were looking through the other day, we're doing something wrong in the UK, drastically wrong. We have this new strain that's coming through terribly over here, but we were looking through different countries. Qatar looks to have a very low COVID infection rate, which is great, and across the Middle East, and in Sweden, very slow. Obviously, us and the United States seem to be doing something wrong. Don't know what it is, but a lot of the smaller countries and a lot of different countries now seem to be easing down, but not here in the UK, unfortunately, and not in the USA. But we were seeing how many new cases, how few new cases there were in Scandinavia and in Europe and in the Philippines and around the Qatar area. So what's it like in Qatar at the moment?
Actually, Jody said the case now is growing. It's growing in figure, but not that alarming.
Where's that? Sorry,
in Qatar.
In Qatar, right? Okay, so it's going down and it's easing, which is again lovely to hear. Well, keep yourself safe, and but yeah, the levels are still going up over here.
She said, "What's your point of view with the vaccine?"
With the vaccine, well, I have to be honest. I can see how people are concerned. I can see that they don't trust governments, and I fully feel and empathise with that point of view, because we can't always trust. We don't know what's in this vaccine. But I have to say, personally, I have to hope that it's okay. And I hope that as many people trust in it and that it is safe, because I'm really keen, as a therapist, I'm so keen to get as many people back to normality and shielded from this awful thing that is COVID at the moment. We want to try and move forward, and I think this is one way of putting some light at the end of the tunnel to show us there's some hope and end to this, because until I don't think COVID is going to die its natural death, so I think we need to help it on its way, and the only way we can help it on its way is going to be through a vaccine. And although I understand totally people's scepticism and concern, which is real, I do think we have to try and trust it, and if only to give people a bit of hope for an end to this as soon as possible, because we can't continue, can we? We have to end it at some point. And I'd love to be able to say herd mentality, we'll sort it out, and I'd love to say that it will die its natural death, but I don't think that's going to work. I don't think it's going to help without an injection and without a vaccine. And I really hope that we can trust this vaccine. I think a lot of intelligent people have been working on it, but I can see why people are skeptical about it. But I hope and pray that it's safe, and as many people as we can get vaccinated to keep them safe and with us.
When she said it's scary to see and heard those people who had a bad effect after they have been done with the vaccine.
It is, and if you're one of those people that has reacted badly to the vaccine, then I feel for you, and I feel for anybody who's got family members who have. But I'm hoping that the reaction from the vaccine won't be as bad as getting COVID-19. And it's the sad thing is there, isn't it? Is if they hadn't got COVID-19 and then went away, had the vaccine and then got something, then they're going to be upset and they're going to be scared. But let's just hope that if anybody is ill through the injection, that it's nothing like as ill they would have been if they got COVID. So yeah, if you're healthy enough and you don't think you need to have it, then that's your choice, I suppose. But therefore, then again, you could be asymptomatic and passing it on to people and not knowing. So it's not easy, is it? It's not easy. But let's just hope that the COVID injection that we're having, we've got 3 at the moment. Moderna, is it? And we've also got the Pfizer, and we've also got the Oxford vaccine.
Yep.
So there are 3 vaccines going into the arms of people vulnerable at the moment. We're working at the moment on over 80s the people who work in care homes, frontline and care home people, and people who are frontline NHS. And then we're moving down. We've got 4 areas of 4 groups of people that we're hoping to try and get protected between now and the 17th or 16th of February. And hopefully we're on track for that.
When she said we're feeling a bit sad now because we can't go home by June in the Philippines. I just miss home.
Yeah, you can't go home because of it. Is that the way? Yeah, I can imagine, and I feel for you, because clearly until we get a lid on this vaccine, until we get a lid on the virus, a lot of countries are going to be closing borders, aren't they? We'll feel very similar in a different way, because we love Cyprus. We go to Cyprus a lot, myself and Sophia, and we're missing Cyprus. It's our second home, and we can't wait to get back to Cyprus. But until we've had the vaccine, or until we feel that we're relatively safe, then obviously it's like anywhere else. We heard the other day that there's a new variant that's out there, the Brazilian variant. There's an African variation, apparently, which I think is very similar to Ebola. But then there's a Brazilian version that's rearing its ugly head at the moment. Again, different strains, different mutations of COVID, which I don't want to dwell on it, because clearly that's why we're talking about the vaccine. Because once we get the vaccine out there and we get people immunised, I think we can start looking for a bit more normality and put some smiles back on people's faces, because the health of the nation and the mental health of people is suffering dramatically. So many people suffering in silence. They haven't got anybody to talk to, they haven't got anybody to communicate with, they can't see their families, they're not working, or they've lost their job, they've lost their occupation, they've lost their livelihood. So for many reasons, we need to draw a line under COVID and move forward and look for a brighter new year. And I think the vaccine should help with that. Let's hope, fingers crossed, that is the situation.
Prayers to all this time we had.
Pardon?
Prayers to all this time.
Yeah, exactly. We prayers, and we've got to just think. We've got to think back. We've got to see what a dreadful year it was last year. In so many ways, it was a dreadful year. A lot of people being affected by COVID directly or indirectly. But let's hope this new year brings hope, brings optimism, and it brings a ray of hope and a ray of sunshine, so people can move forwards. And this is what we're doing here at the Sim Sophia, trying to, bring in some kind of optimism, and to let people see that yes, there is light at the end of the tunnel. COVID won't be around forever. It's horrible while it's here, and that's why the vaccine is so important, and that's why it's important that we get us. We believe in it as much as we can. And again, if you're saying that people have been had the vaccine and then reacted badly to it, that's awful. But let's just hope it's not as awful as getting the full-blown COVID, especially if you've got underlying medical conditions, or as we call it over here, clinically extremely vulnerable to COVID. Yeah, it's so in Qatar. Do you live by the coast in Qatar? What's the temperature like today? What's the weather like today in Qatar? What is it doing? Obviously, it won't be snowing in Qatar. What's the weather like today? And is it 20 past 4, 5, 6, 7, about 25 past 7 in Qatar? Am I correct?
Yeah, it's true, it won't last forever. So we've got Creepy.
Creepy!
Says,
hello,
hey
Creepy!
Hello, Creepy.
I'm a creep.
Thank you so much for joining us. How are
I'm
you
a
today?
weirdo.
Please don't forget to give us our stream a thumbs up, and how are you today?
Hey Creepy, we're just talking about the vaccine with people today. We're speaking to some of our friends that are on board today from Kuwait and from Qatar.
It's cold and it's 7:25 p.m.
7:25. I thought that was about the time,
cold.
but it's cold in Qatar.
Yeah.
Well, that's doesn't often get cold in Qatar, I can imagine. But it's obviously it can't be as cold as here, because here in the UK it's absolutely freezing. Mate. We've got snow that's still coming down now. This is our part 2 of this broadcast, because earlier on we were just in full flow and had to stop because the internet collapsed. It's now stopping snowing and it's turning a bit slushy now, but it's still in the air. And it's been bonkeroonies all day today.
Yeah.
It's been snowing all day from about 7 o'clock this morning. The main roads are now just starting a little bit to be freed up a little bit. But all across here, I take it in the Philippines you haven't got any snow for you people.
It's a normal cold for you guys, but it's a cold for us Filipino people.
It will be. It's where you are.
It's a normal cold for you guys, but it's cold for us Filipinos.
It would be. It'd be absolutely freezing for you, mate.
Yeah.
But it's today. It's at the moment it's just starting to sloshy up a little bit, which is great because cars are now starting to move along. But earlier it was gridlock. Nothing was moving, and we were talking to Vegan Realist earlier, who said in York, right up there, it had stopped snowing now and starting to turn to rain a little bit. So
Creepy said, I wish it snowed here. Lord.
I know you do. When you're away, you wish it would snow. But believe me, Creepy, when you get back home eventually, you'll think, oh my word, I wish I was back in the Philippines.
Yeah, when you get back home, you wish you were in the Philippines.
You'll be longing for that hot weather, that humidity, because you do. We feel exactly the same when we get back to Cyprus. We're like, oh, you know, the sunshine and everything. But it's nice to have a little bit of snow, especially around Christmas time, and it looks great out of your window. But it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it, when you're trying to get to work, or you're trying to get somewhere, or you're trying to get to an appointment, and you're stuck on a hill, and you're skidding. It's not good that way. Sophia and myself experienced that a couple of years ago. Sophia.
Creepy said, never got it when I was there, mate, for 30 years.
Oh, flipping heck. 30 years without snow. You're living in the wrong place, mate. Where we are, on the Pennines, as it were, we've been snowed in so many times.
Wow,
3 years ago, we were totally snowed in. Today, we can't get out.
Yeah.
Until this abates a little bit. And I was just saying, myself and Sophia, I was taking Sophia to school, which was, it's like that. We were the front car. We were lucky. We had a Land Rover, and we were going down the hill in our expensive toboggan. We stopped because a lady in front of me decided she was going to slam her brakes on, and as she slammed her brakes on, she went horizontal, and we just managed to stop centimetres from her and went yes. And as we went yes, boom, from behind us, boom, 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 all into each other.
Creepy says, to be honest, it's been a nice temperature. Just recently, it's been 27.
Oh, cool. It's red hot then there compared to us. Absolutely minus 2 or 3 last night, and they're expecting it to freeze today. So yeah, as we were driving down the road, managing to just keep it in cruiser gear, coming down like that, and then this silly lady in front of us decided to brake and go horizontal. We managed to stop literally centimetres from her, but then the next minute, boom, 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 all behind us, all expensive, and four Land Rovers all hit each other.
And Creepy said, yeah, that's the problem in Chorley. The closest to snow we get is slush. That's because we're in a bowl. The hills protect us, love.
Yeah.
Pennines and the hills.
Yeah, the Pennine, exactly, I know. We don't, we get it straight off there. So when it snows here, 3 years ago, this time 3 years ago, we were snowed in for 2 days. Because we're fortunate, we live off the open roads, so we can see the open roads, but we can't get to them when it snows. It's just that type of weather. But it was great. We were totally snowed under, and Sophia loved it because she couldn't get to school. We've got a 4-wheel drive, and we couldn't even get out in that. And then we'd have to show you a video. In fact, we might even post that video. It's amazing.
Yeah,
we were. You could see the road, and it was the snow was blowing across the hills there, and it was like a blizzard. And we were driving, and we couldn't see anything.
No.
And we went straight into a ravine, as it were, and we could see something flashing, and it was a police car stranded with its lights flashing in the middle. It was quite funny to watch.
Yeah.
But it was every day was an adventure for those 4 or 5 days. Every time we went out for grocery shopping or whatever, we never knew exactly what we were going to find next. But it was very interesting for 4 or 5 days, wasn't it, until the end? But 2 days in particular, we just had to stay put totally. It was like living in flipping Alaska or Canada or something, you know, sending for the Mounties. But yeah, you'll miss the snow a little bit. But clearly, when it's disrupting everything and you can't get out at all, then it becomes a different kettle of fish, doesn't it? We were just chatting about, our friends were chatting to us earlier about the vaccine and what we thought about it. And clearly we were just saying, yeah, we can see the pros and cons. We can see how people are upset by it. But we can also see that we need to... it's not going to disappear on its own, unfortunately, COVID this time. It's not going to wipe its way out, is it? Herd mentality? Maybe we just haven't got time to wait for that to happen either. So I think we have to put as much trust as we can. What's happening in the Philippines then with COVID at the moment?
Creepy's a good driver, haha.
Yeah, we were good drivers. We are good drivers. Just stopped centimetres literally from the car. What's happening in the Philippines at the moment with COVID? With the vaccine? Are people being vaccinated now in the Philippines? The same way as here? Because we're going through 80-year-olds plus and frontline care workers, and then coming down from there. What's happening with the vaccine in the Philippines? Vaccinations, as it were. Are people being vaccinated now? Are people sceptical? Do they seem to be taking? Your wife, what does she think about it? As a Philippine person, does she, as a Filipino?
When she said, once again, thanks for the warmth welcome. Thanks, Sir David, to your daughter. Time for me to go now. Keep safe and thanks for your blessings. Thanks for your kind words. See you
You're
around.
welcome.
You're
Please do join us anytime. If you can put the bell on and you feel like joining us for a chat, getting things off your chest, and you feel you want to share anything and you want to feel the warmth that is Elysium Sophia, please come and get warm with us. Warm with us. You're welcome anytime. And you too, stay safe. And thank you for choosing to join us today. You'll always get a warm welcome here, and just tell us who you are next time you arrive, and we'll know exactly who you are. Stay safe and take care. Okay, thank you. Creepy. We were just saying, what is it like in the Philippines with the vaccine?
Yeah.
Is it mass vaccination? Are the Filipino people is it offensive to use the word Filipino, by the way? We do use people from the Philippines. We've always said Filipinos, but sometimes that feels a bit harsh. I don't know. I don't want to be using that terminology and offending our friends from the Philippines.
Not what I know of. I think it's not happening till March time.
March time?
Wow.
Right, okay. Over here, obviously, my parents were vaccinated last Friday. They had their first injection, Sophia's grandparents. So we drove them down and they had their first injection, waiting for their second one now, which I think the idea in the UK is to get as many people for their first vaccine as we can, rather than having 2 vaccinations as they're supposed to do. And we have 3 vaccines to choose from now in the UK. There's one beginning with an M, which Movacol or something. We've got the Pfizer, the German one, and we've also got the Oxford one.
So we've got Joan Almond, who says,
Joan.
"Don't have psycho." So hello, I come to your live streams more or less every day, every time you go
You
live.
do, don't you, my wonderful Sophia?
So thank you so much for joining us. How are you today? And thank you. Creepy says, "Bye, Journey." Joan says, "Interesting topics."
Interesting topic,
Yeah,
it is,
thank you
yeah.
for joining us.
Yeah, you're always welcome. Sophia knows more about them than what I do, and she does come to your chat or your channel on a regular basis. So yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to our home today. We're discussing all sorts at the moment, from impeachment of which scared off a couple of our American friends earlier. A particular turtle that I was chatting to. I think I offended him.
Oh, thank you, Cody.
Oh, you're welcome. We were chatting to an American friend earlier because I was interested to know more about the word impeachment. It sounds quite painful to us, impeachment. I just wondered what it entailed, We were talking about that. So we were also, at the same time, we were talking about the vaccine, about people being vaccinated in different countries and how it was affecting them. And we were also talking about the weather because, as you probably gathered from the conversation, it's snowing here, mate. Been pretty bad today, and it really has been banging it now with snow all day today, but now it's beginning to slosh up a little bit. The main road's now beginning to ebb and wane a little bit. The gritters have been out. From where we are, our house is very strange. In the middle of our street, our house. It's on the back. We can't get out. We're snowed in. We can't get out. And on the front, we can see the main road, but we can't get to it. Very interesting where we are at the moment. But if you look out of our back, I was just about to say, if you look out of our backside, not talk out of it, but look out of it, then it's about no word of a lie. It's probably about going up to over nearly 2 feet of snow there, isn't there now? In certain areas, it's getting yay high.
Maybe you said snowball fight.
Snowball fights, I know. Yeah. There's enough out there at the moment. Plenty of snow for snowball fights. I'd love to see the guy from the shop that I talk about on a regular basis.
Maybe said, "Oh God, I'll be in it every day." Lol.
Yeah, the Gingang Gully guy that we talk about with the curly hair. I'd love to see him coming down. I could throw a snowball at him. Wink. And his lovely curly silly hair, and singing Gingang Gully got you. Love to see him fall on his bottom and throw a snowball boom, in his direction. That would be funny. But yeah, we're talking today about quite a few things. The topic has opened about the snow. We're talking about the impeachment, as it were, in the US, and about Donald Trump. And as far as I understand it this morning, there's something going on there to stop him ever applying for the job of President of the United States ever again. He says what? Jones said, I know. Well, it's his he, isn't it? Your he. It's one of those things. We just don't know what's happening. Impeachment. They're trying to, as I understood it this morning, Uncle Donald, they don't want him to be anywhere near the politics ever again. We like Donald Trump.
Yeah,
We've said this many times. We're not dissing Joe Biden, who's a friend of the people. We get that. We get he's probably a nice bloke and probably a really good politician. But we're going to miss Donald Trump, because there was never a dull moment without Donald coming on and saying something silly. I don't care. I'm not going to the party. I don't care if there's jelly and custard.
Have you ever heard of the killer Chris Watts?
The killer Chris Watts?
Yeah.
I've heard of Norman Watts, Psycho, but no. Norman Bates, sorry. Norman Bates, not Norman Watts. I haven't. Tell us more, creepy. What about him? Is he
He
connected
murdered his family in 2018.
Did he? What? Oh dear, where was that?
2018.
Where?
Oh.
Was that in the UK? Or was that... Yeah. Oh, he sounds sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho, and now he's killing on my mind. Where did he kill all those people? Where did he start his rampage?
I've uploaded a video so they've just uploaded.
Oh, we'll have to have a look at that. Oh, it's nice too.
American.
In America, was he? Ooh, right. Okay, we'll have to check that one out, and see what that bad level's up to, kicking off and killing people. Don't want him coming to your party, do you? Don't want him banging on your window. Borrowing a cup of sugar, something. No, we don't want him coming. No, it's a bad lad. We need to. We were just chatting about Donald, and just wondering the impeachment. As I understand it, they're trying to make sure he never ever runs for office again, and can never take part in politics again. This lady that was on, quite an attractive lady that was on this morning from the US with a mask on. And she was saying, she showed us all this impeachment signature and information this morning. And I was under the impression that in America they're trying to make sure that Mr. Trump never, ever can run for office again.
He got 5 life sentences, his 2 young girls, his wife and the unborn baby. It's gruesome the way he did it. The series is on Netflix.
You see, I never knew that about Donald Trump. I thought he was a nice guy. No, seriously. Yeah.
Would you share the video for me, mate? I'm trying to get the views up. Yes,
yeah, of course you will. Yeah, well, Sophia does all the technical part of that, and of course you will. It'd be our pleasure, mate. Yeah, no problem at all. So yeah, it's been one of those topics, impeachment.
I've got the video.
She's got it now.
Saved, so we'll look
and
at that
afterwards she can share it out and people can have a look at it. And obviously we'll look forward to having a look at that. We were watching something the other day that was we were chatting. Were you with us the other day when we were chatting about Salem? We were chatting about the Salem witch trials, which is probably something that you probably covered on your videos. But obviously being Gothic, we're quite into all that. And it was all about the Salem witch hunts and the witch trials. It was a very good program. We really enjoyed watching that. And again, here at Elysium Sophia, we're digressing again, talking about something completely unconnected.
Creepy said, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
Not a problem, mate. You're welcome.
Joan said, listening, Poe.
Listening,
Thank
good.
you.
I'm glad you're listening. With
Creepy said,
anticipation.
I think so, yes.
Who said that?
Creepy.
About what?
That he was here when you were talking.
Yes, I think it was about the Salem witch trials, and it was quite in depth. And yeah, we seem to every time do you know something? It's really hard to gauge, isn't it? But every time our American friends come along, and we mention Donald Trump, they all seem to be Joe Biden fans, don't they?
Yeah.
And they all run to the hills, run for their lives. They all seem to be under the impression of that Donald Trump's a bad lad, and that good old Joe is a good lad. And I'm sure they seem to, out there, Joe Biden seems to be quite popular. But at the same time, when we were watching the elections unfold, it was so close. It was 50-50, wasn't it? In every state, it seemed to be nearly 50-50. And yet everybody that seems to come on our channel seems to be very anti the guy, and seem to be big Joe Biden fans. And again, not wishing to diss Joe, because we don't know enough about Joe Biden. He looks a nice guy, a little bit grey, a little bit boring, but he does look as if he's going to do well for the US. I don't know.
I know Creepy Goo said, in case you both didn't know what po means on the end of sentences, it's respect thing which Filipino people say, like thank you po, excuse me po.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the first words, Creepy, that we came, and we made the connection simply because we're Thai boxers, and Po, with Kung Fu Panda. So right at the very beginning, when people started calling us Po, I was at first, well, Po, would you? And then we worked out that it was a term of respect, but thank you, because clearly, along with Tamsak and Po, Po was I think probably the first word that we were introduced to. And we soon became aware of its meaning of respect, and it was very nice when people started using the word "po" in our
Creepy
chats.
said, me and my missus hate Biden. He is a cheat.
You see.
And June said, creepy, thank you, po. Hee hee.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We try to not be. We try to sit on the fence, as it were. But as far as we can see, we can. What you see is what you get, isn't it, with Donald Trump? Just a larger than life character. He is what he is, and Donald Trump, what you saw was what you got. But Joe, I don't know. I don't know enough about him.
Creepy said, I can call you Kuya also.
Can you? I can call you, could you? Or whatever. Yeah, it's the Gritters here again. On the Joe Biden thing. Joe, to me. It's horrible, isn't it? Because on one hand, Republican, we like Donald Trump, as we said before, and we are, we do like that. But
Kuya means brother in Filipino.
does it? Oh, brother, cool, thank you. With Donald Trump and the Republicans, we know that they are going to be very American. They're going to be very. For themselves to a type of way, and like nice things and like to look after, almost like conservatism in our country, And with the Democrats, I can't help but feel, I don't know, I don't mean to be offensive here, but I can't fear that there's an undercurrent. There's a kind of like an internal mafia kind of thing going on with Hillary Clinton. I think the Clintons hold a lot of power in America. And I just wish they'd come out and be a little bit more open. People like the Clintons, and I respect the Clintons, but I think they hold a lot of power in a very dark way in America. I don't know.
Creepy said, so if a lad is older or so and not family related, they call them Kuya.
Oh yeah, Kuya. Oh, that's an interesting term, isn't it? That's great. Thank you. But what do you think about that, Creepy? You're talking about Joe Biden. In no uncertain terms, you told us you don't particularly like him. But the Clinton administration in America, to me, seems very dark. It's very underground. They seem to know a lot of people and make a lot of decisions. At least the Republicans they make those decisions, they come out with it, and they come out with things that are quite offensive. But at least what you see is what you get. But on the other hand, they represent the people, the Democrats, but they still have a hierarchy, and they still seem to have this hidden agenda that seems to be very, very controlled and run by the Clinton administration. I don't know. That's just how I see it at the moment.
Tito means auntie. Tito, I think, is uncle.
Oh, yeah.
Papa is someone who is older than you in the family, like an older brother, who you call an older woman in the family or friend.
Oh, right. So it's kind of like terms of endearment. Yeah. We go back to the word po, which again, the word po we were introduced to as Kung Fu Panda, and we kind of presumed that po was a term of endearment and respect, and obviously with what we do, we're heavily into the whole ethos of namaste. And however you pronounce it, namaste or namaste, is obviously how we conclude all our sessions, with the words namaste or namaste, however you pronounce it.
They also use different words of saying mum and dad, depends on how much money the family has also.
Oh, right. So it's almost like, I suppose, using the term daddy or dad or father, different ways of obviously of the same thing. It's semantics and language are very deep kettle of fish, aren't they? Very interesting things. I've got a big interest in semantics and words and what they mean and how they're used, and colloquialisms. We were chatting the other day about how things mean, weren't we? Remember, I was going to call you Stinky then. That's the guy at Meadowhall, isn't it, that we see wandering around. There's a little funny fellow that runs around Meadowhall, and we call him Stinky. But yeah, creepy. We were talking, weren't we, about balms and bread cakes and buns and baps. And again, colloquialisms. And again, if you're watching us from the Philippines or whatever, and you're not quite sure of what we're talking about, different things mean different things to different people. So bread cakes can be called bread cakes, bread, buns, baps, rolls, bread rolls, bridge rolls, bread cakes, butties, sandwiches, balms, cakes, and again it's all the same thing, a different word for a sandwich, bread upon bread and some filling in the middle. Can be called so many different things. But if you ask for a bap, or you ask for a tea cake, or a bread cake, or a bun, or a roll, or a bap, and especially we got talking, didn't we, from you knowing the Northwest as you do, and obviously from Burnley and Wigan and Bolton and all that area, they call them different things to what we do in Yorkshire.
Creep said, yeah, I think if you're a middle class family, it's daddy, and ma, lower class, is something else, and rich people is mom and dad. I don't think with that have to try and remember what Mrs. said, and Barnes about.
Yeah.
Sarnie.
Barmy. Sarnie, yeah, Sarnie, butty, bap, bread cake, bun. Can I have it in a bun? Can I have it in a sandwich? And different words for different things, and slang words for different things. We were talking, weren't we, about you mentioned Wigan. It was Wigan we were talking about, wasn't it? And we were talking about the Wigan butty, was it? It was the fish cake on two slices of bread in a bun or a bap or whatever. And we touched on that, didn't we? Eccles cakes. Pontefract cakes don't actually come from Pontefract. Very strange. And fish cakes. We were talking about fish cakes, and if you ask for a fish cake in one part of, in for example, in Sheffield and Barnsley, that area, if you ask for a fish cake, then we expect to see a bit of fish with two bits of potato over the top, covered in batter. Now, some people then call a fish cake what is commonly known as mushed up fish as a rissoles. Then we have trouble.
Creepy said, haha, yes.
Yeah, the word rissoles and fish cake is very, very interesting here at in South Yorkshire and bearing on West Yorkshire, because it can mean two different things to different parts of the country. A spade is definitely not a spade, as it were. A fish cake to us is the aforementioned that I've just said about fish with potato, and sometimes you get a fish cake, which is not that it matters. I've not gone boring or anything, but I'm just just off on one now. But fish cakes. Sometimes you have where the confusion sometimes comes in is you have mashed fish with potato, and then you have 2 layers of potato, and then you have batter all around it.
Creepy said fish bomb, large chips with curry sauce. My mouth is watering now.
Yeah, it will be. A fish. So you have a fish cake, and again, we have something very. It's quite disgusting around the Dingle land near Barnsley that way. The first place I ever saw. I mean, great. Don't let me start it on battered sausage. Battered sausage is great, but to batter a Mars bar and to batter a cream egg is just wrong. No, to batter a cream egg is just wrong, but it's just wrong, And that's no, that's wrong. It is wrong. No, it's right. They do. That's what they do. And in Barnsley, that was the first place I ever saw some lardy, fatty, eating a battered Mars bar and a battered Cadbury's cream egg. And that is just wrong. No, it does. It's wrong. It's wrong, my darling. I don't care in whatever language that is. It's wrong. Things that are supposed to be battered, sausage. Yeah. Some people batter bananas. That's kind of like not quite right either. Obviously, you can have battered squid and battered fish and battered fritters or battered pineapple. And I can see fritters, battered, ham, spam, thank you, ma'am, whatever, battered that. Any kind of meat, I suppose, can be battered and could be quite nice. But to batter something sweet, like chocolate, so to deep fry a Mars bar or to deep fry a cream egg is wrong.
Battered Mars bar is so good. I was going to make them here in the Philippines, but I don't think people will like them, as I've noticed they don't like trying Western foods. Really, they like Filipino foods all the time.
Yeah. And the essence there, I get it. I take it as sweet and sour. I personally don't like sweet and sour. If I'm eating sweet, I like it to be sweet. And if I'm eating sour, I like it to be sour. And I can't grasp the concept. It's like I don't like pineapple on pizza. Now, okay, creepy, you're probably going to say to me, oh yeah, I like pineapple on creepy. Personally, I think it's disgusting.
On pizza?
Yeah, I don't like it. If I'm having, my taste buds are like, whoa, that's not right. I'm having sweet, I'm having sour. Although I do like rhubarb spread everywhere.
Creepy said even though most of the food is battered and they will eat Mars bars lol, but they won't try it together.
Yeah.
Joan said, oh my god, make me hungry. Vegan Realist said, hi, shared again.
Hi, Vegan Realist. You've come back to it.
Realist.
Hi, yeah. We lost you earlier. I was very sorry. It was the weather.
Creepy
We
said,
started again.
I hate pineapple lol.
I know. I like pineapple as pineapple,
I like
but I
pineapple.
can't stand it on a pizza. It's like almost like to put pineapple on pizza. It's just deranged. It's deprived. No, it's not right. Again, it's sweet and sour. I just don't like, and I know millions of people like sweet and sour, but I just like if I'm eating sweet, my brain says we're having sweet. If I'm having sour, my brain says sour. Or the exception to the rule is applesauce. Applesauce, beautiful. On meat, on pork especially, and also love rhubarb. And a very strange story that was attached to that one, just before we go on to this one. I remember going to Holland years and years ago and having a Sunday lunch, as it were, in Holland. And as we put horseradish on ours, or if we have applesauce, the Dutch have this thing about putting rhubarb. So the whole thing was there, and they spread rhubarb all over my plate, which was actually quite nice. But I can see how some people could find that quite offensive. So you've got your meal, and then they covered it all in rhubarb, stewed rhubarb.
Creepy said, no, hate it. Mrs. likes it, but yeah, she likes fruit, even fruit what you've never heard of.
Yeah.
She tried to get me to eat a fruit called star fruit. It was absolutely disgusting.
The star fruit. Yeah, is that some kind of like kiwi fruit? I don't know. Is it some kind of
Yeah,
kiwi
it
fruit?
might be.
I think that's how I imagine it to be. I've heard of it something like that. But yeah, sweet and sour should never meet unless it's applesauce. And the other thing is, we went to the shop the other day and we said, Sophia.
Creep said rhubarb and custard. Oh God, only time I'll
Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, that's an exception to the rule again. So anything concerned with rhubarb, then I'm sorry. Now the other thing is when you go for I'll make your mouth water now, Creepy. We on a regular basis. Sorry, vegan realists, keep your eyes closed. We are eating a lot of vegan things, but hot roast pork sandwiches, great. And this is why. We do have a mixture in our diet of a vegan diet and we still eat some meat as well. And roast pork to us, we still eat roast pork. But the people that have roast pork, roast pork and stuffing and applesauce and crackling. Now I'm sorry, I don't like crackling. Crackling is just wrong.
Creepy said, for the last bit, no, it's really, really sour. I'll find the video and place it upon this channel. And Creepy said, oh God, yes.
Yeah, but it's everything apart from the crackling. I don't like crackling. My teeth don't like crackling. I bite into it and think, no, that's not good. It's almost like shattering your tooth on a what am I looking for? Olive. The little stone in the olives. Yeah. Bite down on it and boom, that's it. Yeah, can't bite an olive. No, yeah. But sometimes hidden in there, the little stones, bang, shatters your wisdom tooth or whatever. Not good, is it? Especially when you're not expecting it. But again, very interesting. The terms of phrases, how we call things different things, especially things like balms, bread cakes, baps, as you said, sarnies, sandwiches, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. What have we got?
Sorry. Group said pulled pork with barbecue sauce and crackling on top on a massive bat. I've been to come on David, get a fly at law.
No, I thought your mouth would be watering then in an opal fruit styley. Opal fruits, they used to be called opal fruits. Starburst now. That was another sweet that I just didn't like. Again, off on a tangent there on Spangles. Didn't like Spangles. And my worst sweet, chocolate limes. I have a real aversion to chocolate limes. I know a lot of people love them or loathe them. I don't like them. Chocolate limes, nasty little things they are. I was just saying, chocolate limes, nasty little things they are. Don't like chocolate limes. Chocolate with lime, not together, not nice at all. Although sherbet lemons, a different kettle of fish. Good, the original sherbet lemons with real, again, sweet and sour. I've just made myself into a liar. But sweet and sour in a sherbet lemon. Sherbet lemons are not the way they used to be. As wagon wheels are half the size they used to be. When I was a child, wagon wheels were as big as your head. Over the years, they've got smaller and smaller and smaller, and now you have jam wagon wheels. What's all that about? Jam wagon wheels. That's not right. That's not right at all. But wagon wheels. What do you think, Creepy? Wagon wheels, yeah. Wagon wheels used to be massive. They were massive. I know we were smaller when wagon wheels were bigger, but I remember wagon wheels seemed to be a lot bigger. Now they're very small. Still beautiful. Still like them.
Creepy said love it.
I know, wagon wheels. But I had something the other day, a butter... I didn't have it, but I saw it because I can't have a lot of this type of thing. But a butterscotch wagon wheel. Very sickly. Very sickly indeed. Butterscotch wagon wheel. You see, I'm a diabetic, so I can't have a lot of chocolate, as it were. But we actually like, and now I actually love dark chocolate. Not just for the values that it has, but actually I can't have milk chocolate now because I've had dark chocolate.
Yeah. Creepy said I used to die when the jam ones came out, and yeah, they have degraded the size.
Yes, they have, haven't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, about chocolate, and I can safely say this, with being a diabetic, originally diagnosed with type 1 diabetes way back years ago now. But dark chocolate, because I had to originally stop having chocolate altogether and had to have diabetic chocolate, and then I started having a bit of milk chocolate again. But now, if I have milk chocolate now, I find it just too much. There's too much sugar in it. But yet dark chocolate, I could die for dark chocolate. And that's something I could never have. When I was younger, I would never like dark chocolate, but now I love it.
I hate dark chocolate, it's so rich.
I know.
I'm not a massive fan of
it.
chocolate though. I eat small portions of it, but not much.
But again, I had to because of being a diet.
I can eat that all day.
I know, but again, to me, you see, white chocolate's obviously a sin because it's so sweet. So it's very strange because before I was diabetic, before I started with type 1 diabetes, I used to eat white chocolate and love it. The Milky Bar kid is strong and tough, and only the best is good enough. The whitest milk, the whitest bar, the goodness that's in Milky Bar. The Milky Bars are on me. Yeah, do you remember the Milky Bar kid? My word, he was a bad lad, wasn't he? Do you remember Milky Bars? And I used to love white chocolate and white mice. Chocolate, not literally white mice. I'd be wrong. But little chocolate white mice, they were good.
Creepy said, haha, sinner, lol.
No, but yeah, white mice and yes, white chocolate and milk chocolate. But now I can't touch it.
Creepy said, Milky Bar kid, lol.
The Milky Bar kid, I know that little guy. The Milky Bars are on me. And again, milk chocolate. Still love milk chocolate, but again, I know what you're saying. But for me, and now my daughter, that Sophia's pretty much the same now. We milk chocolate, unfortunately, tends to be too sugary, and I can't medicinally just can't do it. And we discovered last year Terry's dark chocolate orange, beautiful, heavenly, chocolate to die for.
Creepy said, white chocolate buttons, white mice, Toblerone, white chocolate, lovely.
Do you remember the white chocolate ones with hundreds and thousands on the top? I used to get loads. So the white chocolate buttons with hundreds and thousands on the top. Again, I'm saying these things, but I can't have them now. Not nice. Can't have the things I used to enjoy. But yeah, quite happily with dark chocolate now. And the benefits of dark chocolate, and the more cocoa, the better. The richer it is. And I hated it. Once upon a time, I couldn't have probably like you, couldn't stand it. But now, had to have it. But now actually, love it.
Creepy said, love Terry's chocolate orange.
Oh, Terry's chocolate orange. It's not Terry's, it's mine. Dawn French. That's what she said, wasn't it?
What about After Eight?
Oh my word! Don't get us started. After Eights are superb.
Yeah.
After Eight mints are divine. Not just for After Eights, to eat After Eight, but they're beautiful. Yes.
Creepy said, After Eights only came out at Christmas.
Only came. I know. He means you only got them on Christmas. They didn't come out at Christmas. No, they've been out a long time, haven't they? They only came out after Christmas, and they did, didn't they? In that little box of After Eights, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what is nice as well. And again, is the After Eights, but in Turkish Delight After Eights. So it's Turkish Delights. The Turkish Delight middle, not the proper Turkish Delight from, because I don't like that. The original Turkish Delight, proper Turkish Delight from Turkey.
Yeah.
That Turkish Delight, no, that smells like soap, and no, I don't like that. But the chocolate fries Turkish Delight, to die for. And in the same as Thins. So thin fries Turkish Delights. Oh, beautiful. And do you remember the advert? Only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate tastes like chocolate never tasted before. Flake. Do you remember the Flake advert?
Creepy said After Eight after Christmas dinner, yum yum.
Oh yes, just a bit. Remember a Ripple? That was like a flake, but not quite as flaky, was it? So it was a Cadbury's flake that was called Ripple, but was like a flake, but not as crumbly. They were great as well. I enjoyed those. Also chocolate. Lots of lovely chocolate. But when they first came out, double deckers, they were divine. I used to love those. And also Whispers. Cadbury's Whispers.
Creepy said flake or twirl. I prefer twirl.
Twirl. I couldn't agree with you more. Can't beat the taste of a twirl.
Yeah.
Exactly, twirl. Twirl.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but
Well,
slightly
it's-
better, slightly
yeah,
nicer
like the
twirls, I
quality
think.
of it.
Exactly. And less crumbly, so you
yeah,
actually
yeah,
get more in your
that's what I
mouth
mean,
and less
yeah.
on the floor. So yeah, twirls every time. 100% twirls, yeah. Whispers and Whisper Golds.
Oh, yeah.
Cadbury's Whisper Golds with the caramel in the middle. They were divine, weren't they? Still are, apparently. But again, everything in moderation. I can still have a bite of these odd things, but, you know, I can't have a full one anymore.
Creepy said, did you know the double-decker breaks up more than the flake does? It's more of a trouble to eat a double-decker than a flake drive. More crumbles all over.
Yeah, loads of crumbles there. I'll crumble.
Creepy
Crumble.
said, oh god, whispers, yeah.
Whispers, yeah, they were amazing. So you've got Whispers. I actually like. It was Galaxy Ripple. That was it. Galaxy Ripple and Cadbury's Flake.
Yeah.
So it was Galaxy chocolate, wasn't it? And again, some people don't. Galaxy. I like minstrels. Minstrels, not people that sing "How I Love You, How I Love You," "Oh dear, oh smarty." They're quite good as well. Those type of minstrels, but minstrels as in chocolate minstrels. They were the chocolate you could have like buttons, but didn't get the crap all over your hands. They were great. I've not had a minstrel for ages. That reminds me, why have I not had minstrels for ages? I must buy some more minstrels. I've just remembered minstrels. I used to love minstrels.
Creepy said, wasn't too big on the Galaxy brand. Again, it's too rich.
I thought, what was it?
The Galaxy brand, again, is too rich.
Yeah, it is. Again, you probably feel that way, but minstrels, because the outer layer was dark chocolate and the inner layer was chocolate. Again, I suppose that's why, you know,
I need to try some of these.
oh, minstrels. Ooh, you've not lived if you've not had a minstrel.
Minstrels was good.
Yeah, minstrels were great. I love minstrels. And then, do you remember Revels? You had you were always okay until you had the coffee one, weren't you? But I don't like coconut either. So I'd blown it if I had Revels. The orange ones weren't so nice, even though they were orange chocolate. They were okay. The coconut ones were disgusting, mate. And then if you got a coffee one, you'd blown it. So you picked them out and you had one, you were like, oh, coffee, and you just hurled it. If you had a coffee, because coffee chocolate's one of those things, isn't it?
Creepy said, yeah, hated the coffee
Yeah,
one.
everybody hated the coffee ones. Curly Wurlies. Everybody loved a Curly Wurly. They got shorter. They got smaller. They were as big as that. Now they're about that big. They were really big. They used to like bend. You used to get a Curly Wurly, you could a little bit with it. Now you're like, ooh, it's my Curly Wurly. Still nice though. Curly Wurlies. But again, very messy. To eat those, you've got chocolate everywhere. Curly Wurlies. Flakes. I used to like animal bars. The very small animal chocolate bars. Not animals made of chocolate, that would be wrong. But again, animal. They call them animal bars. They were very nice. And again, you're right there, Don. Have you eaten something you don't?
Yeah.
Have you eaten something wrong there? Pick something off the floor and put it in your mouth. I told you about that before. But yeah, mint and chocolate, they do go together nicely. Mint chocolate. We have. I tell you something. We have. Come closer. Listen. We have now. Do you know the fondant? What do they call them? What do they call them? The cakes. What do they call them?
Oh my
What do they call them?
God.
The usual ones.
You mean,
What do they call them? We've got some in front. Give me the pack. Give me the box now. Just give me the box, my darling. We discovered this. Just give me the box. Mr. Kipling does make exceedingly good cakes, but Mr. Kipling also makes these damn things. And we discovered these. Right, these are Mr. Kipling's, right? And we discovered those 2 days ago. And they are 8 after dinner mint fancies. Is that on screen there, my darling?
Yeah.
You know these? These are to die for. You don't get those in the Philippines, do you? They are amazing. They are after 8 dinner mint fancies. Mr. Kipling ones. What do you think of that then, Deontay? What do you make of that, Deontay? Yeah, they are beautiful. They are to die for. We only discovered them 2 days ago. And I'm sure that when I go back to the shop again, they'll have all gone. But they are beautiful. You've got after dinner.
You said, oh yes, sir, they do.
Oh, you do?
They do.
Oh, they do. They have them.
I don't know.
Oh
I
dear,
think
whatever.
that they look- we don't get hardly anything over here.
Oh my word, it's like being in a food bank, isn't it? But I can imagine how. But they are beautiful. They are amazing. And some of there's another chocolate bar as well that's got mint in the middle. That's really nice, and it's dark chocolate with mint in the middle, and it's like a creamy mint that's kind of like swirls around. It's beautiful. So yeah, twirls. They were lovely, and I was never, I never really liked Snickers, although that Ruiz does, doesn't he? The Mexican little fighter loves his Snickers. Snickers, Mars. A Mars a day helps you work, rest and play. Not half, mate. Of course it does. Mars bars. Very sickly if you eat too many.
Not endless, it's part of an animal, nothing normal.
Pardon?
Not endless, it's part of an animal, nothing normal.
Who says that?
Oh, it's part of animal, nothing normal. Not sure.
I don't know. We were just talking about. Oh, well, it's just we were just trying to just finish off on memory lane about. I say we don't like coconut. Ginger. Really, you've probably, as you've been watching us for a while now, we're really into ginger. Ginge is an amazing thing. I've just discovered ginger wine, as I was discussing the other way, and that stuff is amazing. Ginger.
Non-alcoholic ginger.
Non-alcoholic, obviously. Other variants are around as they are, but chocolate ginger. At the moment, really into chocolate and ginger. The fusion of chocolate and ginger. Yes, chocolate ginger. Ginger and chocolate. Ginger chocolate.
That's strange.
Yeah, nice.
Never
Beautiful.
had that before.
Yeah, we have. The ginger chocolates that we had. Remember the ones that we had from, what do they call that? I can't mention the name of the shop, but ginger and chocolate
I've
fusion.
never had that.
Missing
I've
out
had
there.
orange.
Yeah, ginger and chocolate.
I've had the orange one,
Chocolate
but I've not
ginger.
had the ginger one.
Oh, amazing. The chocolate ginger ones we had from, I forgot what they call the place that we got the last lot from. Like the ones we get from, that we can't
The
see.
dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate and
I've
ginger.
had orange. but
Yeah,
I've never
dark
had-
chocolate ginger. And the white we have at the moment, Creepy, our favourite ones are white chocolate ginger biscuits from Marks and Spencer's.
Oh, no, you're talking
Yes,
about
thank you.
that.
Making me out to be some kind of liar
Creepy said,
in front of
get
everything.
your daughter to look it up on Google and read it on camera. I want to see a reaction on it. On what, sorry? He wants to see my reaction on camera. What's that on what, sorry?
Oh, well, what is that? You'll have to enlighten the little panda as to what we're actually talking about. And then with talking that in mind now, we have to bring this to a close very, very soon. Talking of tea, talking of food, because I've got to feed the little panda. And go, but let the panda know exactly what you want to see the reaction to.
I will read it on camera, whatever it is, and I will.
she'll read it in the chat afterwards
What's
and have a
that?
look. And a reaction to it. Read
I've got to read it out loud.
read it out loud and see what happens. But
Well, you have to look it up and read what valute is on camera.
about what?
Ballot.
I'll have to have a look. I can't see it, my darling.
BALUT.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look
I've
afterwards.
got to read it on camera.
We'll read it on. Yeah, we'll have a look afterwards because it's losing me at the moment. I can't quite get involved in that. So we are. You should be on your way to the land of Nod by now, anyway. Creepy. It's very late now in the Philippines. I take it. But again, as always, you've been welcome again, and welcome. We will share. We will watch your video. We'll share that to help. You try and get that out there as well, and it'll actually be quite interesting to watch it ourselves too. So thank you, Creepy, for joining us today. Obviously, love again coming from our family to your family, from our home to your family, and to your beautiful wife, and over there in the Philippines. And again, if you've been watching us today from wherever, Aqua, our little friend from the Philippines that was watching as well.
Trust me, it's disgusting, but it's a delicacy over here, eaten with vinegar.
Brilliant.
Let
So
me see what it is.
you're going to have to do it, aren't you? And then, okay,
I'll
do it
have
on camera. Do it before we go, then, my darling. Read it what it is. It's a delicacy. I'm presuming it's some kind of insect covered in chocolate.
Oh, dear, that's
We were watching the program. Yeah, read it. What does it say?
that's what it is.
Right, read what it says on what it is, then, my darling. What's it consist of? And this will get a reaction. What is it?
doesn't say.
All right. Well,
It just
we'll.
says what it just says what it tastes like.
We'll have a look afterwards then. I'm sure it's on a level with the eating insects covered in chocolate on sticks. Something to do with ducks, by the looks of
It's
it. Ducks and lard?
it's a Filipino term for a fertilized developed egg embryo that is boiled and eaten from the shell.
Oh, what, an undeveloped?
Yeah.
So it's
a developed embryo.
a developed. Oh my word! It's what we were watching the other day when we were watching from the Juan Market with our friend Dougie.
I was saying it's okay. Creepy Group said just sorry guys for missing the past couple of nights. It's okay.
Oh, all right. We were watching.
Creepy said no, David.
No, I know. We've got to. I've got parents in there that are kicking off. Don't want feeding, so I have to go. You don't want to see parents kicking off when they're hungry. It gets ugly. It gets really, really ugly. So we have to go. We have to go because I have to prepare tea, evening meal for everybody. But yeah, we were just talking about Juan there. We have to pick up on that again because our first introduction to the the delicacies that are eaten in China at Juan Market was Dougie. What's his name? Dougie. Carl Pilkington. We were watching. We love An Idiot Abroad. And we were watching the version of An Idiot Abroad. We were watching that, and we were introduced 3 years ago to the delicacies at Juan Market, and it was a definite eye-opener. It's got to be an acquired taste. Some of the things are there.
So basically, it's an egg with a baby chick still in it with veins.
Yeah.
And that they still eat the egg, and sometimes the full chick.
Yeah. Remember the guys at the market, darling? Were eating those. The elders in Juan Market were eating those, and your response was what our response is now. Pretty gruesome, really.
And it's all black inside.
And it's all, oh dear, yeah. With that in mind, must make a boiled egg for tea. And no eggs for you, darling. No eggs for the little Sophia this evening. No. Eggs are off the market now. But yeah, Creepy, as always, thanks for joining us, mate. Stay safe and take care. If you joined us again, the names are not with me. Our little Philippine friend that was smiling at us earlier. If you're still watching with us, if you're still watching, thank you for joining us today. Vegan Realist, thank you for joining us today. Sorry about the chat about Rosebud. It was just one of those things that obviously we get talking about. We've been talking about lots of things today, and if you have joined us, thank you as usual, Penny.
So
Sophia.
We have got Cheese, who says, "I'm Harry Cragg's friend."
Oh, are you?
Hello, Harry. Cheese.
Is it Harry himself?
Yeah.
It is it? It's Harry banging your drum like Dum Diddy Day.
Love me eggs. I had a normal one. Bye guys. Stay safe.
Bye, Creepy. Take care. And as Creepy, you've just joined us. If you have just joined us.
Cheese said jokes. I'm Harry Craggs on a different account.
Oh, on a different account. Well, Harry,
Hello,
it's great
Harry.
to join us again. We've missed you banging your drum like Dum Diddy Day. We have. So it's great that you're joining us again. We're just ending our stream now. We've been on for about 2 hours now. And we have to get my parents something to eat. And I have to feed Sophia.
When cheese comes, I'll know it's
You'll know next time who it is. Yes, we will. So we always appreciate, as I understand it, you help publicise our channel a lot there, Harry. Banging a drum like Dum Diddy Day for listening to
Harry says banging the drum like Dum Diddy Day.
Exactly. And we also, when we're watching when I'm watching Sophia's lives, when we're doing online learning, we keep seeing your name popping up, and we expect comments about Dum Diddy Day and banging that drum at any moment. We don't know ever when it's going to happen, but we keep thinking it might happen. So it's great to see you again, mate. Hope you're okay. And obviously you're welcome here at Listen Sophia. We had Jack earlier. We had Molly, I think, watching in the wings, and Millie Molly. We had Millie and Ava, and we also had who else did we have on the wings that we thought was here?
Ethan.
Yeah, and
Kalal.
who was Kalal, wasn't it? So we do have people from that know Sophia personally, and we say hi, and I hope you're keeping yourself safe. Because the snow is pretty bad out there at the moment, just starting to turn a little bit slushy now, and hopefully starting to turn to rain and disappear as we speak. So if you joined us today, we've had our friends from the Philippines, we've had our friends from Europe, from Scandinavia, from across the pond in America, from California, from Alaska. We've been joined today earlier with our friends from Canada, and from different places. We're from Kuwait, from Qatar. We had a great conversation with our friends that were openly gay and openly in a relationship, that were chatting about life in Qatar earlier, and chatting to us about life out in Qatar, about life in Dubai, and people from Scandinavia, as I said earlier. And we have friends from different places today, from Europe, all across different places today. So if you have joined us today, if you joined us from wherever, then it's been great to see you today. And join us again next time. Put the bell on, ding, and continue to bang your drum like Dom Diddy Day. Continue to watch us, and it's great to chat to all sorts of our friends, young and old, and our friends from abroad and from here in the UK. And Penny, aka Sophia, would you like to say a final hi to Anna and goodbye?
The notification bell on. We hope to see you all next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to give this live stream a thumbs up, and we hope to see you all next time.
We do. So, as usual here at Elysium Sophia, thank you for joining us. If you have joined us late, please join us again next time, whether you've started a new channel or you're an old channel. Stay safe, and remember, please take time for yourself. Take a few moments, because you are a special person. We've evolved here at Elysium Sophia now into a chat show, but we still believe, and I still do the therapy sessions. We still do the hypnosis. We still firmly believe in mind over matter, and the power of the mind, the power of the brain, the power of the mind and of thought, the power of deep transcendental meditation, about hypnosis, and that you are very special. You are unique, and you need to be the best version of you that you can possibly be. And with our help, watching our videos, with relaxation, with motivation, and with confidence, you can be and will be the best version of you that you can possibly be. So, stay safe with COVID. Stay safe all the time. Thank you for watching us. And wherever you are, a massive namaste.